Yo, OV, how about just popping in monthly, quarterly in the future, not complete exit, pretty please? Yeah, so what Zed Bitcoin Tesla is referring to is about 2 years ago, I said that I would be dedicated to my posts here, answering questions here on X.com, and being a voice for Bitcoin until Bitcoin reaches 100,000. Now, in all honesty, I wish I made that 70,000 because I'd be gone by now. But I'm going to keep my promise. But I am going to exit, guys. I'm just not going to be here. This is not sustainable, what I do here. It's not. It's just not. I travel too much. I've got too many other things going on. I will be moving on to other things. But I will say this. A 100% exit, I'm not talking about. An occasional post, yeah, I'm just talking about being here every day, trying to like your responses, answer your posts, doing lives here. That's just not sustainable for me. And what I'm trying to do is leave behind a big enough library to basically reference. And I try to do my best, guys, to speak about things that are considered to be evergreen, meaning that you'll always be able to come back to our talks, our live sessions, my posts, and glean some value, whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because I try to keep the content evergreen and not news oriented to the day. Now, there are some news oriented things. It's hard to get around that. But the majority of what I try to put out are things that will universally be valuable forever. And I consciously focus on that. I got this idea when going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. I decided that I would go back to the beginning. What I mean by the beginning, guys, is 10 years before Bitcoin came into existence, and try to look at every single post, every single comment, every single tweet, every single Reddit post, every single Twitter post at the time, every single comment, every single article ever written about Bitcoin. And what I found was a rich, educational body of information. And what was fascinating to me was the stupidest things turned out to be valuable, because now we can look and see how stupid they were. But they served, even the stupid things served as glaring confirmation for certain things and certain outlooks and certain views, to see who was wrong and who was right, and when was this said, how early was this said, and how wrong did this turn out to be, and so forth and so on. And so I came up with this idea: what if I just leave behind a body of tweets, a body of posts, a body of live sessions and YouTube videos that people can reference in 2033, 2034, 2035, 10 years from now. And let's see where I land. Today, people go all the way back to 1994, 1995, and pull up some of my live speeches in 94, 95. Some people send me copies of photos of the materials that I put out in the mid 1990s. Some of the interviews I had in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And that body of work for the traditional financial world, trading, financial markets, still stands the test of time today. I want to do the same thing for Bitcoin. And we'll see where I line up. I can't say that I'm going to be 100. Nobody can say they're going to be 100% right on what vision they have and what they see unfolding for over the next 10 years or so. But Given my experience, I believe that I won't be too far off. Otherwise, if I did, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So, of course, naturally, I don't believe I'm going to be too far off 10 years from now. I believe that I am reliving something that I've lived before through the computer, the personal computer age, when when I was in high school, I remember people saying, this is a toy and will never gain mass attraction. The personal computer, when I was in high school. And I remember later out of high school, into my early adulthood, people saying cell phones were a toy and something for the super rich to play with, but would never gain mass adoption. I lived through that. And then I lived through when people said the internet is for porn and for illegal activity. That's never going to gain mass attraction. Nobody's ever going to put their credit card on the internet and buy anything with it. And I lived through that. I've lived through the personal computer revolution or evolution, depending upon how you want to look at it. I lived through the democratization of Wall Street. I lived through the cell phone revolution, evolution. I lived through the internet revolution, evolution. And now I'm living through the Bitcoin revolution, evolution. These cycles are almost freaking identical. And I feel like my feet are on as solid of a ground as they possibly can be on, because it's sort of like me watching the same freaking movie with the same actors and the same script, the same FUD, the same negativity, the same titles of articles. It's like deja vu. It's like Groundhog's Day all over again. And that is why I can feel so certain about the next 10 years, because I've lived the next 10 years over and over and over again. And so I try to be a voice, an older voice, especially for the younger people who don't have the benefit of having lived through these cycles before, and they feel it's new, but there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing, people. I'm not saying that everything repeats the same, but you know, as the saying goes, it certainly rhymes. And it's rhyming like a mofo. Bitcoin's rhyming like a mofo for anything and everything I've lived through my adult life.